We are welcoming our women's floor and men's parallel bar finalists from Israel. That was Lihi Raz. Representing Italy, Emma Puato. Representing Japan, she's back, Sugihara Aiko. Individual neutral athlete, Anna Kalmykova. Individual neutral athlete, Ulyana Kuzmanova. Representing Italy, Emma Fioranti. From the Czech Republic, Patricia Makovicha. And individual neutral athlete, Anastasia Smantsar. In our men's parallel bars final, individual neutral athlete, Alexander Kartsev. Neutral athlete, Savia Seeden. Representing Israel, Ron Piatov. Representing Japan, Ishizawa Hiroto. Also representing Japan, Kawakami Shohei. Representing Great Britain, Adam Tobin. From Iceland, August Davidson. And representing Australia, Jessie Moore. Here is the start list for the women's floor final here at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup.
Und der geht in diesem Jahr an Andrea Jungsch. Andrea, kommt unsere Leute bitte.
Here is the start list for the men's parallel bar final here at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup.
Später fand sie viel Gefallen an der Betreuung und Ausbildung von Kindern und Jugendlichen in der Sportart. Und in dieser Funktion ist sie nun seit mehreren Jahren, auch fast schon Jahrzehnten, als wir noch Cottbus beim Turmverein Cottbus tätig. Dabei war sie stets beschränkt.
Gymnasts now having a couple of minutes for their touch warm-up before the action commences.
Sie ist außerdem sehr aktiv bei der Organisation von vielen Veranstaltungen der Region, Junior Sporting anzumelden, das Turnier der Meister. Aus diesem Grund wird der Turmzug lautes Andrea Jungsch für das jahrelange Engagement im Turmsport und mit der Kuzmanova im Turnier der Meister werden. So wünschen wir jetzt und in Zukunft alles Gute, weiterhin viel Kraft und Freude bei der Betreuung und Förderung von den Kindern und Jugendlichen. Und vielen Dank im Namen des Vorstands des Turmzugs lautes für die Agentur. Andrea, das ist dein Applaus.
Warm-up takes a bit longer on the parallel bars versus the floor. The floor, it's an open warm-up with all gymnasts on the floor at the same time versus the parallel bars where each gymnast has a set amount of time per person, and as you can see, adjustments are made for each. Competition is underway. Our first competitor on the floor from Israel, Lihi Raz. What a great start to this floor final. A really fun performance from start to finish. Really good landings, great leaps. I really enjoyed the ending there with those facial expressions, really bringing the routine to life. Full twisting double back. Just the smallest of hops back, a really powerful opening tumbling pass. The wolf turn. She did a good job of keeping her choreography and tumbling passes moving seamlessly from one to the other, which is what the judges are looking for. As I mentioned on the beam, there's a definite emphasis on choreography and performance on both the beam and the floor. Double pike there again, a really good landing. And here was those great facial expressions at the end of the routine, which matched the music really well. A really good start to this floor final here in Cottbus. He is a two-time Olympian, competing at the 2020 and 2024 Olympic Games. She was second on floor last year in Cottbus. Will it be another medal? She certainly brought her A game, that's for sure. She qualified in 5th with a score of 12.5.
Das habt ihr gerade schon gesehen, es wurde eingeblendet 12-8-0 jeweils für den Auftakt beim Boden gemacht hat, und wir schauen zum Abadini, zu Kartsev.
Competing first on the parallel bars, individual neutral athlete Kartsev. Lovely flight. Smooth start to the routine so far. Showing great strength and control in his handstand positions. Lovely work in the front salto. Strong positions through the pirouettes. Double front half out, duck landing. Another strong start to this apparatus final. Floor and parallel bars are both off to a flying start. Kartsev has already picked up a medal during this World Cup. He was third yesterday on the floor. And we'll see him competing again in the horizontal bar final later, so another opportunity to show us what he's made of. And he certainly did just that during this parallel bars routine. Working from the upper arms seamlessly into the straddle salto. And moves really well back into the handstand position. And that was a great dismount. Maybe the tiniest of balance checks with the arms, but I'm confident to say the judges would give it the stick bonus, but I'm not a judge. We will have to see what the score says. The technical committee has got a bit stricter. There's that bonus. The judges agree with me, and it's 14.433. Almost 4/10 higher than his qualification. Qualified in 3rd place, so a really strong start from Kartsev. Back over to the floor, representing Italy, it's Emma Puato. Another beautiful floor routine. It's great to see gymnasts really going for their choreography and artistry and overall performance of their routines. The fill in, the full twisting double back there to open up. Tiniest of deductions on landing. The triple twist. Legs crossed in the air, but she was all the way round. And the double spin there with the leg up. Worth a D. So those spins and leaps have the same difficulty value as some of the tumbles you'll see, so they're just as important. And they can also add or take away from the performance. Every single element is just as important as the next. That was the double back there. Showing good releve up on toes during the choreography. Using her facial expressions, all of these increasingly important parts of the routine. She goes into 1st place with 12.933. Up next on the parallel bars, authorised neutral athlete Savia, Seeden. Beautiful line in his handstand. Working with a lot of confidence. Great through the pirouettes. Quick dynamic routine there, just a hop on landing. He was 5th in qualifications with a score of 13.7. A young gymnast, just 19 years of age. He was second on the parallel bars at the 2024 Veronin Cup. Keeps the feet glued together. Great work finishing those pirouettes as close to handstand as he can. Winds up here for the dismount. You forget these male gymnasts are so strong, but there's also flexibility required. And there's the score, 14.066. A good improvement on his 13.7 in qualifications, and he goes into second place. Next on floor, representing Japan, Sugihara Aiko. Couple of errors on landings, but that is how you perform. She is the current world champion on the floor, and she showed us why. Judges are looking for a connection between music and choreography. You can't receive any bonuses, but you can receive deductions, so I'd like to think she'd receive the minimum amount of deductions, if any, for her choreography and strong musicality. That was a brilliant opening tumble there, the double straight. Look at the facial expressions. She uses her whole body to really captivate the audience. And she just looks like she's having the time of her life. She talks about storytelling through her performance, and this second tumble straight into the choreography was really impressive to me. You've got to concentrate on that landing, but then sell the performance. You can see the people in the background just so drawn into her performance. She really had the audience and everybody in the arena eating out the palm of her hand, and that was a triple spin there with the leg up. Perhaps slightly undercooked, but she sold it so well. She might have been able to fool the judges because they wouldn't have seen it in slow motion. And this was the 2.5 into the straight front. She received a bonus for that connection, but then a slight deduction for stepping out of the white lines there. But you wouldn't know that there were any errors made by those facial expressions. She stays in that performance from start to finish. The mark of a true professional. And her teammates loved it, as did we. And there's that crown, that crowning moment that she's become known for and that she thoroughly deserves. She's a queen. Fresh off her gold on the balance beam, will it be gold on the floor? She did qualify in first place with a score of 13.366. The current top score is 12.933. This is the double pike, the final tumble. She tried to keep in bounds, but did have that step out, which is just a 0.1 deduction, but it does add up. She does go into first place. There's those penalties for those steps out of the lines, out of bounds. But it's 13.133 and top spot. The spot she's getting used to. Number 1 for Sugihara Aiko. Back over to the men. Up next, representing Israel, it's Ron Piatov. Dynamic start. Just a slight adjustment with the hands. Each tiny adjustment is deductible, but when I say adjustment, they are minor. Has to work a bit harder there, and you did see a couple of hand movements which the judges would be taking marks off for. And there's the dismount. Step forward, has to work hard through that routine, but he makes it through. He qualified in second place with a score of 14.233. He was first on the parallel bars at the World Cup in Osijek last year. Just a couple of extra hand movements throughout that routine, and there he just had to work a bit harder to get that handstand all the way up. Here's the dismount, double front, overcooks it slightly. It's a clean routine in a World Cup final. 13.7, half a mark down on his qualification score, and that puts him into third place currently. Back over to the floor, representing neutral athletes, Ulyana Kuzmanova. A high energy routine from start to finish. Some impressive tumbling from the young gymnast, just 16 years old, her second year as a senior. She competed at the 2025 World Championships and the Paris Challenge Cup last year, gaining valuable experience. Here was that opening tumbling pass, full twisting, double somersault in the piked position. And the whip into the double back, into the punch front. This tumble was really impressive. She had so much extra energy as well. Not an easy tumble at all, picking up some bonus points for those combinations. Fantastic work. It just felt like she had so much energy as well. The endurance and stamina work has been well and truly done in the gym. She looked like she could do 2 routines back to back. Little stumble there on the wolf spin, so that will be a deduction. Hopefully not too costly. And this was her final tumble, the double pike. Barely a flicker of movement on that landing. There was a bit of a cover up I feel like she had to do with that landing, but wasn't so obvious in full speed. I just noticed it more so than in the slow motion. A really fun and exciting performance that gets her the top spot. 13.333. Great work for the young gymnast. She was 4th in qualifications. Next on the parallel bars, representing Japan, Ishizawa Hiroto. Nice lines. Working well. Lacking a little bit of height in that transition. Again in that one. Maybe not quite the same finesse as we've seen from some of the other gymnasts, but working well and into the dismount, and that was a very good dismount. Probably one of the better dismounts we've seen, so although he lacked in some areas, he'll pick up that bonus for the stick on the dismount, so we'll see what that does for his score.
Erste Schwierigkeit auf den Holzblock, Zeitschwierigkeit fast blind dahin zu stützen, mit der Hand immer von vorne zu sehen.
Just there, having to bend the elbows to push into the handstand. And there on the tiplet, not getting quite the height that the judges would like to see. But this dismount, very solid. And I'm thinking it's a stick bonus. Let's see if the judges agree. Ishizawa Hiroto is 24 years old. He's more so known for his work on the pommel horse. So great to see him branching out and in this parallel bar final. He qualified in 7th place with a score of 13.366. And don't you just want to be a part of Team Japan? They are all smiles today, and they just all seem to be supporting one another exactly how it should be. The Japanese men have been dominant for many years now. They've got incredible depth within the country, and the women are really stepping up to the plate as well in recent years. And the best part of it is they look happy and content. They just look like they're having a great time. Ishizawa competed on the pommel horse at the 2025 World Championships. That was his international debut, so it's great to have him at this World Cup. And he's in third place currently with a score of 13.7, and he did receive that stick bonus. Here are the current rankings for the women's floor final at this World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. 4 athletes have competed and 4 athletes are currently warming up. Here are the current parallel bars standings at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. We have 4 athletes currently warming up and 4 athletes who have already competed.
Der Australier ist vom Gerät gegangen, das heißt, es ist eine Runde des Stop-Omega-Start zwischen Jana Kuzmanova.
Please welcome our next gymnast on the floor. It's Uliana Kuzmanova. That was Uliana Kuzmanova, individual neutral athlete, and apologies, the previous gymnast on the floor was Kalmykova. Anna Kalmykova is currently in first place with a score of 13.333. And Ulyana Kuzmanova, who we've just seen, a beautiful performance. Here's some replays. Slight deduction on landing there from that double somersault. Judges really looking for that leg to be above 90 degrees in that turn, and that all these turns are fully complete. If they credit it, that will be a bonus connecting the two spins. Again, the leaps must be in 180-degree splits, which that first one certainly looked to be. And I would say that second one also looked very promising. She goes for the triple wolf turn. Judges wanting that front knee to be fully round before the straight leg touches down. In slow motion, easier to see if the spin wasn't quite complete, but that double pike somersault had a strong landing. Ulyana qualified in fourth place with a score of 12.6. The current score in third place is 12.933. She competed at the 2025 World Championships, and this is just her second year as a senior. Score for Ulyana Kuzmanova is 12.333. She goes into fifth place. Next up on the parallel bars, representing Japan, Kawakami Shohei. We saw him earlier on the vault. What can he do on the parallel bars? Clean start. Smooth work through the pirouettes. Nice in the long swings. Works from the upper arm into the straddle salto. Lots of height. Really nice amplitude in the Bavzar. And this time to the straddle press. Again, great amplitude. Works seamlessly out of it. Winds up for the dismount. And it's another stick. We're seeing lots of sticks off the parallel bars today. Well, what a treat. And again, likely to be a bonus. So a definite treat there for Kawakami. He made that routine look really effortless. Hardly any extra adjustments or hand movements, which is exactly what the judges are looking for. Legs glued together throughout. Nice body positions. Here's that wind up for the dismount. Not the dismount, excuse me, for the straddle salto there. And he goes into first place, 14.866. Leading by more than 4/10. Great work. He qualified in first place. Over to the floor, representing Italy, Emma Fioranti. Lots of energy. She had the crowd behind her every step of the way with that fun and upbeat music. One of her tumbles looked to be slightly easier than we might expect. So it could be that she's keeping it simple and going to upgrade later in the year. It could be down to injuries or niggles or where she is in her preparation. But that first tumble, simply amazing. Straight front into double front, very difficult, and she made it look easy. This was the second tumble, the double straight, quite a low landing. She had to save that one. She has got tape on both feet and legs, so she could be nursing an injury or maintaining a niggle. The triple wolf spin there. This was the final tumble, double pike. Again, not the cleanest landings we've seen today, but that opening tumbling pass really was exceptional. And it was another successful routine under her belt on the international stage. Qualified in 8th place with 11.833. She's 5th on the floor at last year's World Championships. So certainly got a lot of potential on this apparatus. And it'll be great to see her building on today's performance as the year goes on. And the score is 12.6, a good improvement on her qualification score, which was 11.833. Back over to the parallel bars, representing Great Britain, it's Adam Tobin. Somersault with the half turn, really difficult element, performed well. save the handstand there and does a good job of it. Working well in the pirouettes. Winds up for the front salto. Might have kicked the bar there, it sounded like, so it'll be interesting to see on the slow-mo. That was a really nice pirouette. And the double front dismount. Some unique work there from Adam. Great to see him here in this World Cup final. He qualified in 6th place with a score of 13.566. Here was that save. He did really well to save that. It will be a deduction, but a much smaller deduction than if he was to have fallen, of course. And there was that salto with the half turn between the bars. Really difficult. He's got those armbands on his upper arms for a bit of protection, but I can imagine it's very painful having to land anything on the upper arms. And just a small hop back on that double front dismount. He was 6th on the parallel bars at the 2024 WAG World Cup. And the score is 13.3. He goes into 6th place. Back over to the floor, representing the Czech Republic, Patrycji Makovichkova. Close look at her choreography. Gymnasts working usually with choreographers or their coaches, and now more than ever it's important to have music and choreography that shows off your personal style. Handspring with a 1.5 twist, quite a large hop and step back on landing, which will be deductible. Lovely leaps, showing off her flexibility. Bent knee going into that one. The judges have to decide whether to give that credit. And the final tumbling pass, double somersault in the pike position. Another quite large step back. Now, where the judges are focused on the overall performance, steps take away from that overall look of the routine. So I do think it affects the score, but always better to have a step or a hop than a fall. 12.3. 0.1 improvement on qualification, and she's in 7th place. Up next on the parallel bars, representing Iceland, Augustin Davidson. Clean start, and he works well from the upper body. Smoothly through the pirouettes, and again. Looked like the tiniest of hesitations there, but he worked out of it nicely. And into the dismount. Short and sweet. Great routine there from August, 22 years old. He represented Iceland at the World Championships last year. He qualified in 8th place to this final with a score of 13.3. And he was 5th on the parallel bars back in 2024 at the World Challenge Cup in Hungary. Tiniest hop on that dismount. Great to see representation from Iceland at this level in an apparatus final. I'm sure he's inspiring lots of young gymnasts back home. And there's the score, 13.366. Goes into 6th place. With one person left to go. That's definitely an improvement as he qualified in 8th. Next up on the floor, individual neutral athlete, Anastasia Smantsar. Beautiful posture and footwork throughout that routine. Anastasia qualified in 7th place with a score of 12. Round off into the whip, into the double pike. Just a hop forward on the landing. A beautiful toe point. Great leaps. The toe point really helping to elongate her movements. Again, a lovely jump there. Just emphasised by that gorgeous form from head to toe. final tumble there, round off double back, and she worked straight out of it into her final position. Quite a tactile ending pose there, perhaps masking if you've got slightly tired legs and a lower landing, you're able to finesse it a little bit. 12.466, 0.466 higher than qualifications, and she ends up in 6th place. Again, an improvement from 7th in qualification. Our final gymnast on the parallel bars represents Australia. It's Jessie Moore. Slip of the hand there. He did well to save himself there, but has to come off and compose the crowd supporting him. I said it yesterday, but I'll say it again. The German crowds are always incredibly supportive, no matter where you're from. As an ex-gymnast myself, I always enjoyed competing in Germany. Great work there in the pirouettes. Works from the upper arms seamlessly into a nice handstand position. Has to adjust that left hand slightly. Really confident in these turns. Winds up into the double front and a stuck landing. What a shame about that opening fall, because the rest of that routine was really good, really confident, and he'll be receiving the all-important stick bonus. It just shows you how fine these margins are in gymnastics. The tiniest of errors or the tiniest of misjudgments can really cause large errors and mistakes. Coaches and gymnasts can adjust the width of the parallel bars to make sure they are optimum for the size of the gymnast and the width of their shoulders and hips. And there's the score for August Ingi Davidson, 13.366. And there's Jessie Moore's score, 12.833. But hopefully he's pleased with his bonus there for the stick. And do stay with us, we will have the medal ceremonies shortly. Here are the rankings for the women's floor final. In 3rd place, Italy's Emma Puato. In 2nd place, Japan's Sugihara Aiko. And in 1st place, neutral athlete Anna Kalmykova. In 3rd place, representing Italy, is Emma Puato. She's 16 years of age, making her mark. In 2nd place, the incredible performer, representing Japan, Sugihara Aiko. And in 1st place, individual neutral athlete. It's their 2nd gold medal of this World Cup. Is Anna Kalmykova. She picked up her 1st gold medal yesterday on the vault. And she continues to dominate this World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. 17 years old. remember that name, Anna Kalmykova. The medal winners in the women's floor competition here at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. In third place, Italy's Emma Puato. In second place, from Japan, Sugihara Aiko. And in first place, neutral athlete Anna Kalmykova. Up next we have our men's medal ceremony for the parallel bars. In third place, individual neutral athlete Savia Seeden. In second place, individual neutral athlete picking up his second medal of the competition. It's Alexander Kartsev. He medalled on the floor, earning a bronze medal yesterday. And in the top spot, taking home the gold medal to Japan, it's Kawakami Shohei. Parallel bars medalists at this year's World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. Here is the start list for our men's horizontal bar final at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup 2026. If you're new to gymnastics and just joining us, they are currently warming up. They would have had a longer warm-up earlier on in the day, but they've now got the opportunity to reacclimatise with the arena and the apparatus and have one final turn before competing on the horizontal bar. We are ready to go with the final apparatus, final here in Cottbus at the Lausitz Arena. It's the men's horizontal bars. Representing Italy, kicking things off, it's Yumin Abadini. Good work through the Adlers there. Slight flicker of doubt on the Adler with the half turn and bent arms in that giant circle, but he's keeping things going, which is the most important thing. Winds up. And he's just been slightly off on a couple of those skills. And sometimes, if you were with us yesterday on the uneven bars for the women, occasionally if your rhythm is just slightly off, it can have that knock-on effect. And I think that might have been the case here. He was just a little close on the previous release, and so maybe overcooked that one. It wasn't far off, but unfortunately it is a whole marks deduction for a fall. A full twist in the tuck position, cleanly done. Looks like he's found his rhythm again. Nicely through the pirouettes, judges looking for the pirouettes to finish as close to handstand as possible. Just a hop on landing. It's a hugely high, double twisting, double straight dismount. Shame about that fall. He qualified in 5th place with a score of 14.2. There was the shoulder straight catcher, which was a bit close, and he had to work quite hard out of it, and that resulted in slightly bent elbows. And then he just overcooked it. Not on this one, on the previous one. This one was perfection. He caught with nice straight arms. And the dismount. Great body position in the air. A great all-around gymnast. He finished 11th in the all-around at the Paris 2024 Olympics. Sugihara Aiko there, signing autographs for the fans. I'm sure she's gained a few more fans today after her incredible performances in this arena. It's 12.133 for Yumin Abadini. Up next, individual neutral athlete, Alexander Kartsev. Winds up, catches the full twist in the straight position nicely, winds up again for his second release, same in the tuck position again, really well caught. Extremely high in the straight catcher. Finished that turn a bit later than he would have liked, but he's working this bar really well. There's the Ginger. He's got a lot of skills in his repertoire. Winds up now for the dismount. Double twisting, double straight. Almost a stick. He's pleased with that routine. Is it enough for his second medal of the day and third of the championships? He's really showed his consistency here in Cottbus, coming second on the floor yesterday. Sorry, third on the floor yesterday, second on the parallel bars earlier today. Will he add to his collection here on the horizontal bar? He's certainly put up a fight with that routine. Legs locked together in the Ginger. And here was that dismount. The tiniest of movements. I thought he was going to stick it, but it was as close as you can get. He scored 14.233 in qualifications, which was in 3rd place, and he's currently in 1st with 14.233, very consistent, the exact same score as qualifications. Up next, representing Israel, Ortal. The Adler to kick things off. And the invert grip there and the full twist in the straight position. Such a shame. A really difficult release and catch. Nowadays, you see so many difficult release and catches in these routines. Gymnasts are allowed to have up to 5 release elements if 2 of them are connected. So I don't think we've seen as many as 5 in any of these routines just yet, but we may well see that. And the ones we have seen have been incredibly impressive. Multiple twisting releasing catches. He winds up. There you go, another twisting release, this time the backwards somersault with a full twist. Straddle Kartsev, easy peasy in comparison. A nice hop with a full turn. Working really quickly into the dismount, the full twisting double straight. Slightly easier dismount than the double twisting double straight, which we've seen from previous gymnasts, but he stuck it, so he will get that 0.1 bonus. So again, it's that game of risk versus reward. He can probably do a double twisting double straight, but if you know you can land the full twisting double straight every time, then it's worthwhile going for that stick bonus, especially at the end of a routine when you're tired. Such a shame about that first release and catch error. Just shows you, again, that risk versus reward. If you can do the risk and it pays off, then it's well worth it. But in a World Cup final is always a good time to have a bit of fun and try some of these upgraded, harder skills. "18 years old. He was 7th in qualifications with a score of 13.766. And we've just seen 14.233 from Kartsev take the lead. Obviously, with a fall, it's unlikely he'd be in the 14s. But valuable experience for the 18-year-old, fresh on the senior scene. Look at the height above the bar. The spatial awareness, the accuracy, hours and hours and hours of training. Not to mention the bravery to throw yourself into the air, do a twisting somersault above a metal bar and try to catch it again. To put that in context for the average human, it's pretty scary. I know these gymnasts have done hours and hours of training, but they are superhuman. It's 12.4 for Israel's Ortal. Our 4th gymnast represents Japan, is Kawakami Shohei. Adler with the half turn there, well performed immediately into the full twisting Kovac in the tuck position. Winding up again for another release. This time in the straight position. Caught confidently. The speed at which these guys swing around the horizontal bar. And he goes for the skill that we just saw Ron Ortal miss, and he completes it successfully. Coach standing in for safety. He's winding up, he's dismounting, and he sticks the landing. That was incredible work from Kawakami from start to finish. If you're just joining us, he already picked up a gold medal on the parallel bars just a few minutes ago, and it looks like he's going for gold again on the horizontal bars. He qualified in second place with a score of 14.666. The current highest score is 14.233. I'm confident that that would go into first at the moment, but we are only at the halfway point. Not only was the difficulty up there, but the execution. Legs glued together. Slight bend of the knees, but we are in slow-mo. The judges might not have noticed that in normal speed. Good work through the pirouettes. And into the dismount. And that is certainly going to pick up that 0.1 stick bonus, which could well be what nudges him into the top spot. The height at which these gymnasts are coming down from those dismounts, and the G-force and the strength they need in their legs to stick the landing, as well as the accuracy and technique, is just marvellous. Look at the spatial awareness, spots that landing, perfection. The Japanese gymnasts have been dominant on the men's scene for so many years, and Kawakami is a part of that strong Japanese legacy in this current generation. And there's the score, a huge 14.966, and he is well in the lead, and that will be the score to beat. What a way to bring our first half of competition to a close. Here are the current horizontal bar standings at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. Leading the way is Japan's Kawakami Shohei with a huge 14.966. In current second place, individual neutral athlete Alexander Kartsev, and currently in third place, representing Israel, Ron Ortal. Up next individual neutral athlete, Savia, Seeden. Really accurate in that first release and catch, the full twist over the bar, and again in the tuck position. So much momentum. Adler with the full turn. Little bit wonky, but manages to pull it off. More in-bar work. Difficult to get out of that position, but he manages it well. Into the dismount. Smallest of adjustments on landing, but a smooth routine overall. Savia qualified in 4th place with a score of 14.2. The current 3rd place score is 12.4. There was that full turning combination. Has to work hard to push out of that in-bar skill. The legs between the arms, wraps in for that double twisting, double straight dismount. And just that small step on landing. The score is in, it's 14.133 for Savia Seeden. He goes into current 3rd place with 3 gymnasts left to perform. Up next, representing Croatia, Tin Shribe. Works quickly through the pirouettes, has to work hard there, unfortunately can't save it. Just the wrong side of vertical and can't quite save it. Obviously wanted to go over the bar. The crowd with him every step of the way. An experienced gymnast, 29 years old. So knows the show must go on. And it goes on with some great releasing catches. Winds up for the dismount. And what a dismount it is. Such a shame about that mistake because the rest of the routine was brilliant. He was 8th on horizontal bar at the Paris Olympics and he was 2nd on the horizontal bar at the Tokyo Olympics. World and Olympic medals to his name, but everybody has an off day. But he showed his experience with the way he was able to get back on that bar and perform the rest of his routine with such class. Sky-high dismount, great execution, and not a flicker of doubt on that stuck landing. He was 6th in qualifications with a score of 14.1. But unfortunately with a fall, it's unlikely to be in the 14s.
teško. Koliko sam opet stavim. I onda ja tu napravim ovo, skužim ja ovdje, ali nema zamaha.
Bitno je da će ovo već velik korak naprijed. Glavi si ima 5-8, idući put ćemo to pokazati.
Da bi se... Uvijek mi treba ovak natjecanje da opet to razmislim o tome. Da taj Adler ne ide prije svega.
Tin Shribe is the first Croatian to win a gold medal at the World Championships and the second Croatian to win an Olympic medal after Philip Oud, the great Philip Oud. It's 12.566 for Tin today, but he will be back with a vengeance, I'm sure. Up next, representing Colombia, is Angel Barahas. He was our top qualifier with a huge 15.3, which is actually the highest score of this quad so far and his personal best. Can he do it again? Lovely in the Adler with the full turn. Goes again, this time with the half turn, linking it into the full twisting, release and catch. Has to work a little bit out of it, but manages to maintain composure. The full twist in the straight position and in the tuck position. And then the Stolder straight Kartsev. 4 huge releasing catches there. And he wraps it up for the stuck double twisting double back. And I feel like that was a mic drop moment. The facial expression, cool as a cucumber. Angel Barahas, you did that. He was second on the horizontal bar at the Paris 2024 Olympics. He's the first Colombian gymnast to win an Olympic medal. And he proved exactly why just then. Dynamic, accurate, huge difficulty. He had a 6.7 difficulty score in qualification, so be interesting to see if he is awarded the same today. And legs are locked together. He knew exactly where he was on that dismount. And no doubt he'll pick up that stick bonus. 15.3, as I mentioned in qualifications. An incredible score. I don't think it'll be too far off that today. Will it be another 15? He has to beat 14.966 to take the top spot. So we did have to go for broke, but that he did. Just 19 years old. .666. Slightly down on his D score there by 0.3. But he's still pleased with that score, as he should be, just 19 years old, and really proven himself as an amazing horizontal bar worker. Our final competitor of this World Cup, from Belgium, it's Vander. Successful in the first release and catch. Adler with the half turn. Into the Kartsev, into the Ginger. Does a good job there of linking those elements. Racking up on the bonus points. More close bar work. Nice and smooth. A long line, a taller gymnast. And another stuck dismount. He's pleased with that one, as he should be. There's a calmness about his routine, a slightly slower pace, perhaps where he's a bit taller. But I think that plays in his favour for sure. There's that incredible double front with the half turn over the bar. I was actually speechless for a second watching that. He did it with absolute ease. And there's the Kartsev into the Ginger. The two releases joined together. Not only is that physically hard, but your brain has to work so quick to get the timing right. And there's the dismount, just the full twist, but as I mentioned earlier, he then gets the stick bonus, so it kind of equals it out, although we have seen some incredible stuck double twist and double straights today. I think we've seen the most sticks on the horizontal bar out of any apparatus, which they're coming from such great height. It's impressive. The score currently in third place is 14.233. Keelan qualified in 8th place with a score of 13.766. He talks about visualization helping him to stay calm, and I do think he did look calm throughout that performance. So all credit to his training. 20 years old, Belgian gymnast. Here's the Adler with the half turn. Linked immediately into the straddle Kartsev and into the Ginger. 3 skills in a row. Really good work. The score is now in. It's 13.8. There's that bonus for that stick, and 5th place for Keelan Vander. And a great routine to finish this World Cup on. We have seen some truly incredible gymnastics today. Here are the final rankings of our horizontal bar final at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup. In 3rd place, individual neutral athlete Alexander Kartsev. In 2nd place, from Colombia, Angel Barahas. And in 1st place, representing Japan, Kawakami Shohei. In 3rd place, individual neutral athlete Alexander Kartsev. Alexander picks up his 3rd medal of this World Cup. He was 3rd on floor, 2nd on parallel bars, and 3rd on the horizontal bar. In 2nd place, it's Angel Barahas of Colombia. That incredible routine, earning him the silver. And in 1st place, his 2nd gold medal of the day, is Japan's Kawakami Shohei. Proving once again how dominant Japanese men are in men's gymnastics. An incredibly exciting final to finish off this World Cup in Cottbus. There are the medalists on the horizontal bar here at the World Gymnastics Cottbus World Cup